Ideation Studio was selected to design the Naf Naf Grill prototype, a quick casual Mediterranean restaurant. As you can see from the slideshows, it was a successful design from Ideation Studio. 1 week after opening, a partner called our office and proclaimed, "What did you do to us?" There was a line out the door and around the corner by 11:30 a.m. every day. Every project starts with strategy, analysis, and positioning. We identify the goals and the key objectives for the project. In this initial phase, we define the concept, learn about the menu and the industry, and discover what the client sees as their edges. We investigate the target audience and our client's operational needs. All these factors comprise the strategy: who, what, and how the brand sees themselves, and how they define their competitive difference. Once that solid foundation is established, we start with the creative process. We explore 3 visual concepts, each aligning with the strategy. Each concept delineated uniquely expresses the brand in a different way. This is a great way to make sure the entire client team is aligned as we start diving deeper into the details. Concept 1, Modern Moroccan, is what was selected. Concept 2 had a more nostalgic approach with old world charm, noted as vintage chic. Concept 3 was about creating a festive global infusion, titled Moroccan Bazaar. Each concept is paired with a materials board to further explore how the concept will be expressed in color and texture. The selected Modern Moroccan palette is shown here so you can see how it was applied in the final design. Also in our innovation phase, referred to as preliminary design, we create a series of planned studies. We look at customer traffic flow and brand integration through the customer's point of view. Study the kitchen as it relates to the operations process. Look at construction considerations, for example, grouping plumbing requirements to save money. And study the customer journey, what their experience will be as they move through the space. Plan 3 was selected and refined to come up with this final plan. The slight V in the main service counter reinforced the schematic flow through the space for both customers and operations. With a concept determined and a plan set, we move into design development, or the ideation phase, as we call it in our nomenclature. We start to create a dimensional view. Here is a reflected ceiling concept showing an angular drywall ceiling element that reflects the same V shape as the front counter. Version B looks at a variation on this theme for the schematic lighting plan. Interior elevations help to illustrate and communicate the intricacies of our design. These quick hand-drawn sketches communicate a variety of ideas as we explore the design and details. As they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. We believe a perspective view tells the whole story. Here's the final rendering. If you compare it to the final photography, you can see that they are nearly identical. Once the design is accepted, we begin work on the construction documents, our implementation phase. Here, we see construction specifications for the various trades and a drawing index. A legend of the symbols used helps to ensure clear communication. Everything is detailed. We start with the construction plan and door schedule. We include a schematic power and data plan to communicate specific power and data locations and requirements. The finish plan lists all the specifications for the materials used. We also detail any floor transitions to prevent tripping hazards. Sheet A 3.0 is the reflected ceiling plan. Also included are ceiling details and lighting specifications. Lighting is one of the most important elements in building a branded environment to create emphasis. Next is the fixture, furniture, and equipment plan, including a detailed schedule. We communicate all equipment to the engineers for their use. Ideation Studio differentiates itself by the level of detail in our interior elevations. The elevations show how all the parts and pieces come together: finishes, millwork, signage, and any unique brand elements we have designed. Because we are product designers, we are able to design custom products for interiors, such as lighting, wall tile, etc., to give a brand a unique quality that cannot be easily replicated by the competition. Our millwork package is very detailed, down to the smallest of hardware. Everything is specified. We look at a project through a microscope and a telescope. First, we envision the big picture, the telescope view. And, as the project continues, we focus more and more on the smallest of details, the microscope view. This ensures everything will come together with ease. One of the ways we differentiate ourselves is by providing graphic design services, like logo design and signage design, to create a complete and cohesive communications package that seamlessly integrates with the interior and exterior. Here you see a series of graphic identity explorations, followed by the development of the signage package that includes both interior and exterior signage. The graphic design process happens concurrently with the three-dimensional design. The signage package is specified just like the construction drawings. All the parts and pieces are thoroughly detailed, then sent to bid to several signage contractors, ensuring our clients get the best pricing. As you can see from the construction documentation package and graphics package, the details matter. We develop a brand-specific decor package that further expresses the unique brand personality, one in which the customers connect with. We work with the client on copywriting to communicate the brand message in a way that aligns with the brand strategy. The Naf Naf Camo adds a touch of whimsy to the brand. He developed a life of his own through various promotions. Ideation Studio developed all brand collateral materials, such as cups and food packaging, t-shirts, to-go menus, and fleet graphics. We even went on to create special marketing promotional packages, including window clings, gift cards, ideas for Black Friday, holiday promo ideas, and billboards. Since we created the brand, it was necessary to articulate the brand attributes as a set of standards for future reference. Here we have Naf'd Up, a guide to Naf Naf's brand and visual communications. We start by defining the brand promise and brand values: fun, passionate, quality-driven, and sustainable. Each page contains important information about the various facets that comprise the brand's visual identity: logo variations and proper usage, the specific brand colors and what they symbolize, typography styles, photography styles, and even the tone of voice for future advertising materials. Then, we show examples of how these elements are used in various applications, including interior and exterior signage, as well as collateral materials like letterheads, envelopes, business cards, employee uniforms, gift cards, and food packaging. The creation of an investor deck proved very effective in attracting and informing potential investors. As a result, Naf Naf received venture capital funding to build 150 new stores. At Ideation Studio, we build brands, fuel innovation, and create growth. Good design is an immensely powerful tool. The design was validated by this head-to-head comparison with another Middle Eastern restaurant in a shawarma showdown, where Naf Naf's atmosphere gave them the win. I invite you to invest in your brand and see the difference it makes. Visit our website or contact us to learn more about the time and creativity it takes to successfully launch a brand and see the return on investment design can make to your bottom line. Thank you for taking the time to watch our Naf Naf Grill quick casual restaurant case study animation.